Okay, I'm going to explain the real hands-on. Um, this is very similar to the coding list that you can see on the slide, like this. This is the UDP server uh, side program. This is a UDP client side program. I modified that a little bit uh, so that you can see a more dynamic understanding. So in this UDP server, I put the random number, and this is UDP, of course, and I set the port number with uh, to bind with the socket objects, and my server received the data from the user. This keep going while loop, and until it breaks. When this while loop is broken, if the message that we earned from this method, which is coming from the client, if that message says end, then that is the point this server side program ends. And then in this receiver from method returns message and address. Okay, and the range for so this every time it receives 5 times of iterations. This is iteration from here there, right? And first thing that we do is the range 5, so from 0 to 4. We call it Pong. So Pong is increasing from 0 to 4. So print that number and close parenthesis, and then I write it. This is a text, and the message is decoded. Why decode? Unless otherwise it is a byte block message. I can do one time decode, one time not decode. Okay, then it says B. It starts with B, and then within quote there's the message. If I do decode, then uh, that ugly one will be removed, and then this is my text, and then I lastly I put uh, the client address, and then I could random number generates, and if that random number is greater than 4, random number can be generated between these two numbers, and if it is greater than 4, then I send it back to uh, the client. Okay, I reform the message. So given message, and I add them to this random number, which is greater than 4. And then finally, I put there a Pong, which is this iteration number. Okay. And then client side, client send out 10 times. And then finally, after this for loop, create another socket. And the message says end. So at the end, uh, and then the message called end will be sent to the server. Therefore, server knows there is a time um, server stops. And for this for loop uh, socket, the object is created and then send to this server. The the port number assigned to socket is temporary, right? It can be increased. You can see that. Send it to the server, and this client also receive data from the server. So we can say that that is the data, and this is a server address, and then data is decoded to right here, and then ping number. This is a ping. Client first to send the ping, and then server returns pong. When ping pong is not really the message, this is just count at each side, but it can be delivered to that side also. All right, so that is sent. This is right, and then actually uh, the message is sent, only the message. Okay, if you want to add the ping, then you can do also. You can add the ping number to the message. We can do it a little later. Okay, so first of batch, we simply run it. I put here two command line windows. So at one side, let's say this is a server side. So I can run that Python program here, and then UDP server. So the server program is running. Enter. It keeps waiting, right? If you see here, server does that and then waits. Okay, it doesn't do anything because there is no nothing. We don't do anything. Just wait. And then at the client side, we do the same thing. So for example, this is 37 in UDP client program. Okay, client program send out the message 10 times, and server side for each message it runs 5 times pong, and out of 5 times if it is greater than 4, the random number is greater than 4, then it replies to the client. Not all the messages from client will be replied. Only internally at the server side, random number is generated, and if that random number is greater than or equal to 4, then that time is returned. Then a client knows when it receives data, then because it says that random number and then pong, within this 5 times iteration, what random number is generated that is attached to this message. Okay, so watch this. All right, so every time it 5 times iteration from 0 to 4, from 0 to 4, this is our side, right? So it starts from here, right? This guy client try to 10 times, right? 10 times. So at the first batch, um, the, the client port is 578, and then second time of the client, this is the first time of the client, as port number is used. The second time, 579, and then 580, 581, 82, and so on and so forth, right? So at each port number, at each time of that ones, for each, if this is over, then it generates a random number, right? And then that random number is random number 10, then that is returned. 9, that is returned. 10, 5, 10, 4, 4, those are the returned. Of this is a pong, okay? Out of 50, the first time we got it, second time we got it, things like that, okay? This is the time that the client sent out, all right? The other one that we can try here, server, as I said, if you do not do this decode, see what happens. Okay, so simply do that. Then, as I said, this is not decoded. It starts with B and then the messages, right? That's what you can see. So we need to better do here decode. Client what did I try to send it to here? Ping number, we can also send it together with this. So message plus ping, but ping is the number. This is a text. Concatenation is not possible. So that we need to make this to string. And then all of this needs to be encoded. Okay, look at this. This whole thing is the message plus string, and then we encode it. Let's see what happens. So the message say here, hello, Morse 8, so 8th time, and then 6th, 4. This is one batch, for example, from here, that, right? That's one batch. These are all from ping 8, which means right, this is 8th times, right? 8th times it enters here. It generates, and that ping is generated and then sent out, right? Here. So this is ping 86420, something like that. All right. This is what we can do for the UDP, and then TCP is similar to this, right? I want you to work on this the way that we do here, UDP. All right. Thank you.